Hi, everybody. Welcome to WCAX. Started a few minutes late. We're dealing with some technical problems, but we're having Adam Sullivan on today. He actually was down in Newfane talking to some people about something that was proposed there. It's a thing that's going to be on the town meeting day ballot, so I want to jump ahead of it. But Adam, thanks for joining us this morning.
Yeah, good to see you, John.
Great, and jumping right into it, down in Newfane, and I think this is a story that we have not only seen in Newfane. This has been on a few other towns as well. It's a lot of ballot propositions about Israel-Palestine, war in Gaza. So you talked to somebody down there. What did they say as far as the advocacy and really just some of the messaging around this, especially on in a town in Vermont?
Yeah, a small town in southern Vermont, I should add. And town meeting day really it's a tradition where folks get together and they address local issues. They vote for their selectmen and women. They pass budgets. Excuse me, 1 minute, John. I apologize for that. They pass budgets. They talk about issues that are facing the town, like, say, that pothole on the rural dirt road.
Yeah.
But once in a while, as is the case this year, they also sort of transition from those local issues and wade into some bigger international issues. And in this case, it's the conflict in the Middle East, the ongoing war in Gaza. About 5 or so, at least that we know of. I believe there's more than that, but we know that there's at least 5 towns across the state that have adopted this article. Essentially, they had to get enough signatures to get this article on the ballot that essentially declares those individual communities apartheid-free zones. It's a statement sort of against racism, for a free Palestinian state, and also sort of to end all support for Israel in the ongoing conflict. It was organized by, I'm told, it was organized by several individual groups that were working sort of jointly together to get these signatures, or enough signatures, I should say, to get this resolution on the ballots.
Yeah, and I don't want to jump the gun too much because we will show this in just a sec. But you talk to somebody there, and especially around more or less I don't want to say advocacy, but I guess whereas how resonating this is from a town in Vermont versus I guess the overall messaging there.
I mean, the organizer in Newfane specifically, admits it. It's really a symbolic gesture. He also claims that there is a direct connection because of tax dollars that are funding various conflicts around the world. But mostly he says it's a symbolic gesture where people can come together and have their voices heard. But at the same time, you have residents in Newfane who say, this is not the time to be doing this. This is, we need to be focusing on more pressing issues that are facing our town. So there's some conflict there. And I also think, John, it's important to mention, Vermont has a Jewish community, and how will Vermonters, how will the Jewish community in Vermont, I should say, react to this, which is also something that's sort of to keep in mind as these articles move forward on town meeting.
Yeah, absolutely. And town meeting day now just about a month away. And I guess my last part is for people who want to see some of the exact language here or anything like that, where can they find that now?
Yeah, the town clerk in Newfane said that they were still working on getting that language up. But other towns like Brattleboro, Winooski, Virgins, they already have the language up on their website. So anyone can, and I believe that we have a link on our website with my story linking to those websites as well. So the actual language of the articles can be found online, John.
Yeah, absolutely. Adam, thanks so much for hopping on. I know I'm running a little behind today, so I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. Good to see you as always.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. Again, that was our Adam Sullivan there. We'll pull up his story in just a sec here and show you what we're talking about.
Continues thousands of miles away. Communities across Vermont will be weighing in on the war this town meeting. Newfane is a small town in southern Vermont that's tackling a big issue March 4th, a ballot article aimed at condemning the war in Gaza.
We can sit back and say, oh my, that's really terrible, or we can do something.
The article, among other things, declares Newfane an apartheid-free community and calls for the end of all support for Israel and the ongoing war. Dan DeWalt says different groups across the state organized jointly to bring the article in front of voters.
I'm a citizen of the world, and the world matters, and the people in the world matter. They matter just as much as I do.
Newfane is one of at least 5 communities where residents will cast ballots on the issue. They include Winooski, Montpelier, Vergennes, and Brattleboro.
I think it's a very important issue, and I think it's very important that people, voice what their opinion is, vote for who they want to vote for, to change whatever they have to change.
However, this born and raised Newfane resident questions whether town meeting day is the right time to take on such a complex issue like the war in the Middle East.
We are on a very limited amount of time at that town meeting. It's once a year, and we have to decide a lot of things.
Last year, Newfane passed a ceasefire resolution for Gaza, which DeWalt admits had no impact on the war. This year's ballot item will likely have the same result, but he says the efforts are worth it.
We're not powerless in symbolic terms, and we're not powerless in terms of communication and being able to communicate to the world.
The exact language of the article here in Newfane is almost identical to the others across the state. It should be posted on the town's website in the next day or two. Reporting from Newfane, Adam Sullivan, Channel 3 News.
I think some great work there from our Adam Sullivan. Of course, you can see that on our website, WCAX.com, and see what other towns are involved too.
Yep.
But Peter, we have been going back and forth the last couple of days. Snow, no snow, cold,
Not
that
cold,
cold, I
yeah.
guess. I think it was 40, 30, high 30s a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
right?
and you know what? We'll be back in the 30s tomorrow, but
Yeah.
guess what it comes with?
Snow.
Another round of snow.
Yep.
So today we're cold. We're sunny. I also want to show you this view real quick.
Oh, yeah. I was looking at this earlier.
On top of Mount Mansfield right now.
Yeah.
Just a stunning view up there as the summit starts to emerge from the clouds out.
What do you think this little sign is? Down straight ahead.
I could not tell
You know
you.
what I'm looking at? I always see this.
I mean, all I can tell you is
There's-
that's our transmitter building.
Yes.
You're
No,
seeing
I
the
know
roof
that,
of that. I do not know what that sign is, and I've never actually bothered to zoom in on it. You're talking about like
I'm
right
looking-
there.
yeah,
you
no-
can't.
no one can see what we're
nobody
pointing,
can see
but
what
yeah.
we're pointing at.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
anyway, just an absolutely gorgeous view up there. Some sunshine starting to emerge, and a lot of us talking about pretty nice amount of sunshine out there as we kick things off on this Wednesday morning. Temperatures, we are on the cooler side. Most of us single digits, just above the 0-degree mark, contending a bit better off to the south. 12 for Springfield, 17 right now for Brattleboro, 11 Bennington, but we only got 0 in Saranac Lake, 6 Burlington, 4 Montpelier, 3 for St. Jay, 1 above right now in Newport. Wind chills, a lot of us talking about wind chills back below that 0-degree mark, especially the further north you are. Feeling like 10 below in Saranac Lake, 12 below right now for Montpelier, 9 below for both Burlington and Morrisville. But not as bad off to the south. The real feel of 0 right now in Springfield, and a real feel of 17 right now for Brattleboro. So here's how the rest of the day shapes up. We're enjoying a good amount of sunshine out there. A few clouds mixing in from time to time, but clouds do quickly begin to make their return here into the night ahead. And those clouds, well, we'll start off the day mainly cloudy here for your day tomorrow. The morning commute tomorrow is fine. The way to school tomorrow is fine, but it begins to change pretty quickly. By the mid to late morning hours, we're talking some snow beginning to move in across far southern Vermont by about 8:30, 9 o'clock. You can see it across Bennington and Windham counties. Really quickly overspreads the entirety of the area by about noontime tomorrow. Snow pretty widespread across the area. Seeing some of those deeper shades of blue as well. That's indicating some moderate to heavier snow at times, and that will continue here through the first part of the afternoon. By about 3 o'clock, notice off to the south, Bennington County, starting to see the snow wrap up. That gradually progresses off to the north and east. By about 6 o'clock, much of the southern half of the area now dry. The Champlain Valley, northern New York now dry, but still hanging on to some of those snow showers across the northeast kingdom as well as into northern New Hampshire. We head into the night, Thursday night. We still hang on to a few mountain snow showers. Those stick around here right into the day on Friday as well. Snow showers is generally going to be confined here to the higher elevations for the day on Friday as well. Did quickly want to show you this. When the snow does enter the region here tomorrow, could be coming down at a pretty good clip. Notice by 9:30 across the southern half of the area where the snow is already in play. We're talking about it falling at sometimes a clip of an inch per hour. That gradually progresses off to the north and east, that band of heavier snow by about 11:30 noon time tomorrow. A lot of places contending with snowfall rates of up to an inch per hour. Places like St. Jay, notice that's an inch and a half per hour. That could definitely quickly reduce visibility as well as quickly put down a good amount of snow on some of those area roadways. So that's what we're going to be contending with here midday tomorrow and into tomorrow afternoon. So again, the way to school and work fine tomorrow morning, but it quickly begins to change here tomorrow afternoon, lunchtime and beyond here into the evening hours. In terms of how much snow we're talking about, going to call it a widespread 2 to 5. However, the higher elevations of the Adirondacks, the higher elevations of the Green Mountains, even a good portion of the Northeast Kingdom, I think could run an additional 3 to maybe 6 plus here by the time we wrap up as we head into Friday morning. Before we get there, though, today we are cold, but we're sunny out there. Temperatures here for today climbing back into the teens and 20s. We do have a bit of a breeze out of the north and east between 5 and 10 miles per hour. That's going to mean wind chills probably stuck in the single digits here through much of the day today. Tonight, overnight lows, they'll fall back into the single digits, lower teens here for most of us, increasing clouds overhead. Again, those clouds start to give way to some snow showers as we head into your day on Thursday. Temperatures are in the teens and 20s. That snow begins to move in through the mid to late morning hours, and again, through the late morning, early afternoon, snow could be coming down at a moderate to heavier clip at times. Wind chills, as I mentioned, basically going to be stuck in the single digits either side of that 0 degree mark right through the next 24 hours or so. So pretty chilly today, and will be pretty chilly here for the night tonight as well. Now look at that 7-day forecast. For the most part, a lot of the snow does wrap up here as we head towards Friday morning. We are still hanging on to just a few mountain snow showers out there. Quieter for Saturday, during the day Saturday, I should say. Then once again, Saturday night into Sunday, looks like another round of snow. Quieter for Monday and Tuesday of next week. Temperatures in the 20s here for the start of next week as well.
And Peter, I'd be remiss too, is a national weather person's day.
National
Yes.
Weather Person's Day.
Yes. So congratulations.
Thank you.
How are you celebrating?
Working.
The noon.
The noon.
That's how you're
The
doing it.
noon show. Yeah.
Big bash. But yeah, I think that that does us for us here on WCAX. Of course, I think the rest of this week too, just be weather aware.
Be weather
of course.
aware. Yeah, that's a great way of putting it.
I think it's a good thing too. Is I think a lot of times when we have swings like this and we get a little comfortable.
Yep.
And then
Boy, swings it has been up and down, up and down.
Get a little comfortable, and the fact that I might wake up to a bunch of snow in your car.
Yeah.
So that's always fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you, Peter. That's it for us here on WCAX. Of course, you can see Peter and I in just about 2 hours on the noon.
On the noon.
And you can see all of our content on WCAX.com. Till then, take care.